Good morning, Earthlings. Zube here. And I just want to say, first of all, look at my new setup. I got to show it. That's kind of funny, right? But I don't know if that's quite the perfect place for it because I really don't want it sticking out of the top of my head. But anyway, I'm working on this setup here in Colorado. And then probably when I get both of my workspaces figured out between Texas and Colorado, I'll go live in like Uruguay or some shit like that. I don't know. We're just rolling along here. So what I really want to say though is, doesn't this Sagittarius energy feel good? And I love me some fucking Scorpios. Like I'm a water sign. I'm a Cancer. I look at Scorpio because in the zodiacal wheel, you guys quit it. You guys, Scorpios are further along, right? So they're brave in ways that I'm not brave. We're both emotional, but Scorpios are badass. Cancers are badass too. But anyway, but Scorpio season was very intense and introspective. And I'm not saying the astrology is really going to be super easy peasy or anything like that, but Sagittarius just feels good. The fire, the wisdom, the kitty, quit it. I want to learn. What was that? I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to expand. Just Sagittarius season feels good. That's all I'm saying. The astrology for today. So for the geeks, we have the sun is conjunct the south node. All right. And kind of what I was trying to get at yesterday is that we're going to be, if we utilize this, we can really shed some light about old assumptions that we have, or maybe things that we're believing or thinking that don't serve us anymore. Okay. I'm gonna have to close the door. This is annoying. Anyway, but the sun conjunct the south node, if we go through that unconsciously, instead of shedding light within us, we might take our light and shine it outwards with everything that's in place already without learning new stuff. So this morning I got the most amazing visual. And when I say visual, I see it in my mind's eye, but I don't see it. I know what the picture looks like. It's the weirdest fucking thing. Like sometimes people ask how that stuff comes in, and maybe I'll do a video about that or something, but because I'm sure it's different for everybody, and it's really not all that fucking like weird or whatever. And you might not even notice it if you weren't kind of in tune to how you receive messages. But anyway, so I was meditating on the astrology for today. Oh, the rest. We have the moon in Cancer. The moon is going to oppose Venus, Venus in Capricorn, but it's going to trine Mars in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. Okay, so we have a grand water trine between the moon, Mars, and Neptune. Like, this is really putting shit together emotionally. Okay. And Venus in Capricorn, it actually creates a kite, honestly. And then another one with Pluto, it's a really loose kite. But those energies working together, we can make some powerful emotional like change and breakthroughs. But I was meditating, and can I speak? What I was getting was a vision, and there were two guys, and each had a table, and it was about grilled cheese. Okay. So I'm watching, and this is one of the ones where sometimes when I'm meditating and I get a vision, I just go, oh, this is going to be so good. Like I sink in a little more, and I'm like, all right, let's see it. And so, you know, who knows, maybe they're at a dead show. I don't even know. Do they do that stuff anymore? I guess there's like string cheese incident, other hippie shit. Does Fish still play? I don't really know. But these two guys are at tables that are set up to make grilled cheese. Okay. And the one guy has like slices of cheese and bread, and he's holding them up and just like showing them around and saying all of the cool different ways that he can make grilled cheese, right? And he has the ingredients, but he hasn't made the grilled cheese yet. Like, he just has the pieces and he's like, this is what I'm going to do. And he's not doing it yet, though. He keeps talking about the ingredients and grilled cheese and all of that. And there's nobody really standing around his table. And then there's a guy at the other table, and his table is a hot mess. He's got shit everywhere. He's even got like different kinds of cheeses. He's got some avocado, he's got some tomato, he's got all right bread, and then he's got fancy bread. He's got like sliced wrapped cheese from Kraft, and then he's got like brie and shit like that. And he's just making grilled cheese after grilled cheese, right? And his table is busy as shit. There's people all around. They're like, he's cutting them up into little squares and letting people try them. And then they're talking about the merits of like, of each of the grilled cheeses. Like, sometimes you just want a regular grilled cheese, and sometimes you want a fancier grilled cheese. And like the cheese, what I was seeing was the cheese really melting into the bread and like merging and coming together to make a more complete big picture. And he was not worried about showing people what he was going to do with all of the different ingredients he had. He was just doing it, Some of them burnt and he had to throw them away. I mean, there was so much metaphorical wisdom in watching this take place that I wanted to share it, because it feels like what I was just describing with the sun conjunct the south node, right? Or, if we're just taking ingredients, like maybe we have a new insight, but it would go better with a fancier piece of bread. So we need to shop around a little, and play with that imagery, because it was just so fun. I mean, and grilled cheese is like a comfort food. And if you're lactose intolerant or something, I'm sorry, but, think outside of the box for other people. Like the moon in Cancer wants to feel comforted, and grilled cheese is just so basic it can be. And it's like, I love grilled cheese. Adults love grilled cheese. Kids love grilled cheese for the most part. But it's about the ingredients coming together and being cooked and worked on and kind of like made to perfection, right? And then shared in a conversation, like, oh, I really like this one. It would go awesome with tomato soup, or this one would go good with like something else. But it was this co-creative process. Okay. And Sagittarius is not always good at that. Like Sagittarius as an archetype is kind of the teacher, the guru, like the one who shares their beliefs and has big ideas and all of that. But the south node is in Sagittarius, and the north node is Gemini, and the north node is where collectively we are aiming towards. And Gemini is more of that interaction, the facts and figures, right? Making the ideas that Sagittarius has, pulling them apart and making them work, right? And supporting them with facts and details and figures. So what we're trying to do is, instead of just waxing on like we know everything, is really pulling apart the ingredients and putting them together and supporting our beliefs and ideas with facts and figures. Anyway, I'm going to pull some cards that I hope that was useful to you guys. It was just amazing to me. And I sat there, and then even after I sat down and was milling over it in my head, that's when I came with like the other ingredients and sharing it. And the guy's table was just so active, you know, and I feel like if we're all there, we're all gurus, you know, but we have to kind of check ourselves. I like to do that regularly. I like to make sure that I'm not being fucking crazy, because I've been there, you know. Anyway, if you guys are interested in a personal reading, my information is below. If you're called to subscribe, I would love that, because I'm just trying to get to 100. So that I can get ZubeTube on the URL, which is really lame. You can even unsubscribe from me after I do it. I think I don't care so much about having subscribers. I just want to be able to put the link on my business card. Anyway, shop talk. So let's get the Five of Swords. I want to pull another card on this. The Five of Swords is, swords are our thoughts, and fives are always conflict. So we may be feeling conflicted for some reason, and I don't usually, but I'm looking at the water back here. Maybe we have regrets, but this is definitely looking back over his shoulder. Like I was saying, looking at our past and being like, well, what do I put out there about me? You know, what do I believe? What have I built up as a belief system? And is it still valid anymore? You know, let me see what else comes out with that. And that's also about the, you know, the guy is in a position to make amends. Huh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Three of Hearts. That's, I mean, that's healing. That's heartbreak. We're really, we might be in our heads right now. Why would we be in our heads? Oh, Saturn. Yeah, I mean, we've got Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius. That's air. Oh, duh. I was just talking about the North Node in Gemini. Gemini is air energy. That's our thoughts. So we really need to work on our minds, okay? And instead of letting our negative thoughts lead to our and contribute heavily to our belief system, we need to look at the way that we're thinking about things. That's what I'm getting from this. This is that turning around and looking at how we are in our head, right? And have we used, what's the word I'm looking, or there's a concept I'm looking for, like all or nothing thinking. There's a name for this. I learned about when I went to rehab, but you know, where like this, nobody likes me. If somebody says something negative to you, nobody likes me, or, you know, you mess up at one thing and like, I suck at everything. There's a name for it, but have we had that or something similar, some sort of thought pattern that we want to work on changing? And that's what he's looking back at, you know, and have we used it maybe to even to alienate people from us? And that can be kind of Sagittarius, because that actually thinking about it, because there is a bigger picture, you know, and Sagittarius can do that where it paints like with a broad sweeping paintbrush. Anyway, let me do one more. We're going to get spiritual advice forward. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in the air. That's also kind of why we don't want to act like like we know everything. A lot of things are still waiting to land, and the sun is with the South Node. We're looking at old patterns. The new path is showing up before us, and we're walking that every day. And it's kind of time to learn from that process and learn with other people. Anyway, I gotta go. I hope you guys have a great day on Earth. Just kidding. Mwah. Namaste.